Manifested e-learning platform. I'm Mr. Philip, your social studies teacher. And in today's session, we shall learn about how to measure curved distances. Distances that are not straight, curved distances. So our concern today is we are still in physical environment. Physical environment. And on today's lesson, we are measuring curved distances. Measuring curved distances on a map. That is our lesson today. And at the end of this lesson, you are supposed to know, to have mastered how to measure a curved distance on a map. And maybe before we measure curved distances, we can remind ourselves on what we did when we were measuring straight distances. Last time we looked at measuring straight distances. We did this one, measuring straight distances. We did last time measuring straight distances. These are distances that are very straight, they are not curved. You see, we used, number one, we used a straight edge of a paper. We used a straight edge of a paper. We used a straight edge of a paper, and we also used a ruler. We also used a ruler, and we measured and we demonstrated how to use a straight edge of a paper to get a straight distance, and we also used a ruler and demonstrated how to get a straight distance on a map using a ruler. Today we are on curved distances. What do we use to measure curved distances on the map? That is our first concern. What do we use? Number one, we mainly use a straight edge of a paper. We shall be using a straight edge of a paper. The same straight edge of a paper that we used when measuring straight distances, we shall use the same to get curved distances. And number two, is also recommended that you can use a string. You can use a string. If you have a string, is also good. You can also use a string, but the syllabus requirement is the learners to get to know how to use a straight edge of a paper, because it is the one that is recommended. Now, of course, using a straight edge of a paper does not mean that we are measuring a straight distance. The only thing that we are using is a straight edge of a paper, but the distance is curved. We are measuring a curved distance. We are measuring a curved distance on a map. Our concern is curved distance. So do not be confused with the fact that we are measuring a curved distance and we are using a straight edge of a paper. I shall demonstrate exactly how to use a straight edge of a paper to measure a curved distances. So in our lesson today, we are using a straight edge of a paper. To do what? To measure a curved distance. A curved distance might be examples of curved distances may be what? Maybe a curved road, maybe a curved railway line, maybe a curved river. It doesn't have to be just a road all the time. It can be a road, it can be a railway, it can be a river. But the point is, it should be curved, because our concern today is on curved. So we must have an example of a map, a simple example of a map, so that we demonstrate given that this is our map, given that this is a simple, given that this is our map, this is our map over here, and our concern is all about curved. For instance, there is a curved river. This is a curved river, or maybe there is a curved road. This is a curved river. This is a curved road. Or maybe you can have also a curved railway. These can be very, very good example. We shall go through a curved river, a curved road, and a curved railway. These three examples will give you a perfect image on how you're supposed to measure curved distances on a map using a straight edge of a paper. So it is using a straight edge of a paper. This is our straight edge of a paper, and it is the one that I'll be using to demonstrate to you how to use it to get your distances. And maybe before we start measuring, we shall have our scale. We are supposed to have our scale here. Remember, it is in the scale where we shall get our measurement. Remember our linear scale, how it looks like. Linear scale is how our linear scale looks like. In kilometers. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. And remember, in the books, in the exams, the scales will be very, very, very standard. So don't worry about any measurement, because the linear scales will always be very, very, very standard. Now that we have our linear scale, we have our curved distances, we have what we need to measure, the straight edge of a paper. Now it is time to measure. How do we measure? If you are measuring this river, it is a curved distance from this point to this point. First of all, identify in these curved distances some straight point in that curved distances. For instance, up to here, you can see it is curved. So divide this distance into small straight distances. Divide this distance, this curved distance, into small straight distances. Divide your curved distance into small straight distances before you use your curved, before you use your straight edge of a paper to measure. Make sure that you have divided your curved distance into small straight distances. It will be very, very easy for you if you do this. Then after dividing your curved distance into small straight distance, mark your first point. Mark your first point. Mark your first point as point A. In your straight edge of a paper, point A. This is your point A. Then your point A will start from your point. Your point A can be this one or this one, depending on what you would want it to be. Mine will be up here. Then make sure that all the distances you mark both on the edge of the paper and on the map. you move with it, especially where you have placed some straight edge of the paper will help you very much. Those straight edge of a paper, they will help you very much because you have already identified them as straight in that curved distance. Firmly twist the paper. Firmly twist the paper. Move with it. Move with it. Slowly and surely. Make sure that you don't shake your hands too much. It is curved. That is why we are meandering with the paper. Be very patient, steady, very firm, and very accurate. And that goes to be my last point as point B. Point B. Now all these markings, after I have lifted this straight edge of a paper, these markings do not matter. What matters is the first mark and the last mark. The first mark and the last mark. These other markings were for me when I was meandering with a curved distance. When I was moving with a curved distance, that's when I was making these marks. So you don't need them anymore. What you need is the first mark A and the last mark B. Then after getting that, shall get another example. You come to your linear scale and make sure that point A is on 0, and you go to the last point B, and point B sits exactly at 8 kilometers. So this river is approximately 8 kilometers. 8 kilometers. 8 kilometers. Let us do another example. Let us do another example. Let us do another example. You are required to get the curved distance of this railway. Now, what are we supposed to do? This is our straight edge of a paper. Mark it point A. Long before coming to the required calculation, mark it. Then your first marking will be either where you here or here, according to your preference. Here or here. Mine this time round, my first marking will be here. Then mine is to meander firmly, accurately. I move slowly by slowly, making sure that I am meandering with the meander, with the curved railway. It curves, you also curve your paper and mark. If it curves again, if it meanders or curves, you curve your paper firmly and make sure that you are directed by the markings that you are making on the paper so that you don't repeat any section of that railway. The markings are very, very important because they are the ones that are guiding you not to repeat yourself or again not to exceed. Do not exceed. Do not miss any part of that meandering railway. We are almost there. And this is our last mark. And our last mark will always be mark B. Mark B. Mark B. So this is our first mark. We have meandered, we have curved slowly by slowly and firmly, and we have marked. You can see our markings, they are all there. And at this point, all those marks do not matter. What matters is mark A and mark B. Then you're marking A and B. Take them to the scale. take them to the scale. That is mark A correspond to 0 marking on your scale, and this one goes to exactly 7 kilometers. 7 kilometers. 7 kilometers. We have measured our river. This is railway, and we shall have our third example as this meandering road. So let me have another straight edge of a paper. And the reason why I'm taking another straight edge of a paper is because you are supposed to use a straight edge of a paper that has no marking. I want to repeat that. Make sure that whichever straight edge of a paper you're using does not have initial marking, because if I were to use this one, you'll see I'll confuse because it already has some markings. So that's why I'm taking another one for a new measurement. Yours, maybe you don't need another one, but if you can be able to erase, to rub, it is okay. Just make sure that there are no marking when you are taking your measurement using a straight edge of a paper. As I have already demonstrated, the very first thing, mark the first point as your point A, long before you come to your meandering road, your curved road. And your first point A, I've said again, it can be this point or this point. If you're a right-handed person, the best part to start is here. Or maybe if you're a left-handed person, you are comfortable starting from this end. It doesn't matter. So let's get our measurement. And when we say that when it comes to a curved road or a curved river, it's good first of all to identify some straight part of this curved. I can identify like that place to that part is straight. That one is also straight. That one is also straight. Up to there is 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 straight. As in, you divide your curved distance into small straight distances. They'll help you very much when you are measuring. Now my point A is here. So this is my second straight edge. I mark it. The other edge is there. You see the straight edges are helping me to move very fast, swiftly, and accurately and firmly. And here we go. This is our last mark, and our last mark is always B for boy. And I've just said again and again, the other markings to this juncture do not matter. What matters, my learner, is point A and point B. Where do you take them? To the ruler? No, to your scale. And let the translation of those marking now be in form of numbers in your scale. And this one is approximately 9.1 kilometers. 9.1 kilometers. And we have successively measured a curved river, a curved railway, a curved road. Using what? Using a straight edge of a paper. Using a straight edge of a paper. Then after you getting the measurement, getting the actual ground reading using a scale. So these measurements that we have written here are the actual measurement on the ground of this curved river. In a nutshell, today we were measuring curved distances on a map using a straight edge of a paper, and we have mentioned again you can use a string, but the most recommended is using a straight edge of a paper. We had 3 examples: the curved river, the curved railway, and a curved road. And we have said when you are measuring a curved distance, it is wise, it is advisable, it is in order to divide that curved distances into small straight distances. It is wise to divide the curved distances into small straight distances. They will guide you when you are meandering as you collect your measurement. Then after collecting your measurement, you'll be having point A as the first point and the last point as point B. Then you take your measurement from the scale so that you can get your actual readings on the ground. And by doing so, you are assured you'll be getting very accurate measurement of curved distances using a straight edge of a paper. And for your activity back there, so that you can be able to practice what we have learned today about measuring curved distances on a map, you can get an activity in our lives today, Oxford Activity 6. It will give you an exposure and a good platform to at least do for yourself, measure for yourself curved distances in that course book. And until next time, God bless you. Thank you.
CPA students can now access top-notch lecturers anytime from anywhere. Download CPA video lectures from www.manifestedpublishers.com.
Manifested Publishers Limited is a research and teaching center that specializes in the production of learning materials and private online tuition for primary, secondary, tertiary, and university education. Sign up as a new customer at www.manifestedpublishers.com. Fill in the required credentials, full name, email, phone number, and password. Click on Sign Up. Enter the code received on your phone or email address for verification of your account, then proceed by clicking on Confirm button. Your account is ready for use and you can watch some free videos before you purchase. To get access to complete videos, use the following steps to buy. Click on View All Courses. Select the course you want to subscribe to. Click on the subject you want. Click on Buy this subject. The selected subject will be added to cart. Place or hover the cursor on cart or total amount and click on Checkout Now to proceed. Click on Lipa na M-Pesa and proceed to pay. To access your lessons, place the cursor on your name, then click on Subscriptions. To download videos for offline studying, click on Watch Offline. Download the Manifested e-learning desktop application depending on your computer operating system. Install the application on your computer. Sign in on your downloaded app using the credential used during registration.